Welcome to Dinar World, your trusted home for real Iraqi dinar news, honest market insight, and calm clarity in a space that has been filled with noise for far too long. I'm glad you're here today, because if you're watching this video right now, chances are you've been on the Iraqi dinar journey for a long time. Maybe you've been holding dinar for months, maybe for years, or maybe even for decades. You've watched countless videos, read endless articles, followed every update, every rumor, every so-called breaking alert that crossed your screen, always wondering if this one would finally be different. And if that sounds like you, then today's update may feel especially important, because what we're seeing right now does not look like the usual talk or recycled speculation. What we're seeing feels different. Many are calling these RV confirmation signals, and these are not whispers from anonymous forums or unverified claims floating around online. These are visible, measurable developments that suggest Iraq may be moving closer to a major currency shift. Before we go any deeper, let me acknowledge something important. The Iraqi dinar community is one of the most loyal, patient, and emotionally invested groups of people anywhere in the investment world. And with that loyalty comes exhaustion. When you hold on to something for years believing in its potential, every headline sparks hope, every prediction feels personal, and every delay hurts. I understand that frustration, and that's exactly why this conversation matters today. This is not about hype. This is about understanding what's actually happening, why it matters, and what you as a dinar holder should be doing right now with a clear head and realistic expectations. Let's start with the basics for anyone who may be newer. RV means revaluation. A revaluation is when a country's government or central bank officially adjusts the value of its currency upward. This is not the same as daily market movement in forex trading. A revaluation is a deliberate policy decision, usually made when a currency has remained undervalued compared to the country's true economic strength, foreign reserves, revenue generation, and long-term outlook. Iraq is one of the world's most oil-rich nations with massive revenue potential, yet its currency has stayed at an extremely low level for years. Many believe that current rate does not reflect Iraq's true economic capacity, and that belief is what created the dinar investment story in the first place. After 2003, Iraq went through war, sanctions, political collapse, and total reconstruction. Stability was the priority, not currency strength. The dinar remained suppressed while the country rebuilt its systems, infrastructure, and financial institutions. That long gap between Iraq's potential and its currency value is why people around the world began buying and holding dinar, waiting for the day the value might finally reflect reality. But here's where frustration set in. There was never an official timeline, no promised date, no guaranteed announcement. Over time, that uncertainty opened the door to rumors, predictions, misunderstandings, and unfortunately, scams. Some claims were based on misinterpreted policy, others were pure speculation, and many dinar holders learned the hard way to be skeptical. That skepticism is healthy. You should question everything. But what makes this moment different is that we're no longer looking at one source or one prediction. We're looking at patterns forming across Iraq's financial system. First, there is noticeable preparation within Iraq's banking sector. Banks appear to be upgrading systems, preparing for liquidity changes, and coordinating with international banking partners. Banks do not make these moves casually. These preparations cost money, require planning, and usually come after guidance from a central authority, most likely the Central Bank of Iraq. When multiple banks move together, it suggests coordination, not coincidence. Second, we are seeing clear alignment at the government level. Iraq has been rolling out economic reforms aimed at reducing inflation, strengthening reserves, and decreasing reliance on the US dollar in domestic transactions. These steps are not random. They are foundational moves required to support a stronger national currency. Governments do not take these actions unless they are working toward a defined monetary objective. Third, international attention on Iraq has increased significantly. Global financial institutions, analysts, and investment groups are publishing more reports and analysis on Iraq's economic direction. When a currency that has been overlooked for years suddenly gains international focus, it usually happens before major monetary recognition or policy shifts, not after. Fourth, Iraq's economic fundamentals are improving. Oil production is strong, revenues are growing, infrastructure projects are moving forward. And while political challenges still exist, stability is better than it has been in years. A revaluation cannot happen unless the economy can support it. And right now, Iraq's foundation is stronger than it has been in a long time. So what does this mean for dinar holders? If a revaluation occurs, the value of dinar holdings would increase, but it's critical to understand this clearly. A revaluation does not mean instant wealth or overnight riches. There will be processes, regulations, verification requirements, and banking protocols. Some exchanges may have limits, fees, or timeframes. Preparation matters more than excitement. Emotionally, this journey has been draining for many people. Years of waiting, false alarms, and disappointment can make it hard to trust even credible information. That's understandable. But what's different now is the alignment of multiple independent signals moving in the same direction. When banking preparation, government reform, international interest, and economic improvement happen together, that usually indicates intent. Now let's talk about timing, because that's the question everyone asks. The truth is, no one knows the exact date. Revaluations are rarely announced far in advance. When they often happen quickly to prevent speculation and manipulation. What we can say is that the activity we're seeing suggests preparation, not stagnation. Whether this unfolds in weeks, months, or longer remains uncertain, but the direction appears clearer than it has been in years. So how do you prepare the right way? First, make sure your dinar is secure and documented. If you hold physical currency, store it safely and keep purchase records. Second, research which banks in your country exchange Iraqi dinar and understand their requirements. Not all banks handle IQD. Third, educate yourself on tax implications. Currency gains are often taxable, and consulting a qualified tax professional before any exchange is critical. Fourth, avoid emotional decisions. You do not need to exchange everything at once. Strategy matters. And most importantly, protect yourself from scams. There are no special rates, no private exchanges, and no insider shortcuts. If someone promises guaranteed returns or exclusive access, walk away. This matters beyond individual investors. A stronger dinar would signal Iraq's reintegration into the global economy, increase purchasing power for citizens, attract foreign investment, and support long-term growth. For dinar holders, this journey has never just been about money. It's been about belief in Iraq's future. That said, risks still exist. Political challenges remain, oil dependency creates vulnerability, implementation can be complex, expectations may not match reality, and there is always the possibility of delays or changes in government priorities. No investment is guaranteed, and no one should ever risk money they cannot afford to lose. But for those who have done their research, understand the risks, and have chosen to hold dinar responsibly, the signals we're seeing right now are the most encouraging we've seen in years. They don't guarantee anything, but they do suggest momentum. Stay informed, stay grounded, and stay patient. This is Dinar World, and we'll continue to bring you clear, honest updates without hype, without fear, and without false promises. If this video helped you, support the channel by liking, subscribing, and sharing it with someone who's been on this journey as long as you have. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next update.